A major point of discussion in all our life is how we should be spending our mornings, and I think that has a clear cut impact on how your day will go and what you are going to achieve over time. What I have observed that if you do or you utilize your morning better, it is going to be very productive day, year or month or something like that. While doing my engineering in my earlier life, I used to work late as usual, like college student and high school students. But what I've analyzed that utilizing mornings are far better than working late in night. And over time, I have focused on spending that time more focused, probably towards before 9 a.m. That's what I would say. And if you start your day early, probably you can achieve a lot before even lunchtime, for example. Let's say what most people can achieve in a day if you have a proper morning routine. And that's what I'm going to share today, how I normally spend my mornings. And you can try for, let's say, 20 days, 30 days, and see whether that can work for you. Guys, this is Money Mindset and More. And today I'm going to cover how I spend my morning almost every day, including weekends. The first thing is that I normally start my day with a short meditation, and I love silence in the morning. So, from the time I wake up and from the time I start my day, most of the time I love to be in silence, and that is something gives me more power to think and analyze if I have to do something like that. Around 15-20 minutes, I do nothing. I just sit, relax. Probably I do some prayer. If you can do that, that's fine. Otherwise, just sit, relax. That will probably help. I don't use my mornings on phone, TV, anything, any external device which can have a impact on my thinking process. So, for example, if you start scrolling social media, you start getting ideas to think from the social media rather than your own thought process. So, I normally avoid those. I also plan my day earlier in the night most of the time. That what are the important things which I have to achieve in the following day. So there are things which you might not avoid because of your job and things like that. But there are definitely things which you can actually postpone based upon your own priorities and things like that. That is something very important. And then I will try to tackle the most and hardest part of my personal goal in the morning. So, and that is something which is most uncomfortable for me. So, for example, for me, public speaking is something which I'm working upon, and that is the hardest part for me to figure out how to solve it. So, I have a script which I have prepared for some of my talks. So, I practice them every day in the morning and see how well I can get on those. Very uncomfortable for me, but I'm working on those from last probably 3 months, and it's coming a little bit in shape. I still not there where I want it to be, but I utilize my morning to do that hardest part. I also do morning exercise almost every day. I don't take any caffeine, no tea, no sugar, no coffee, anything to stimulate my brain or body. A simple, if I don't feel like exercising, I normally do stretching, good enough for me to increase my blood circulation. I normally drink probably water, and I have my breakfast around 10, something like that. But till the time I wake up until 10, I don't eat anything, any coffee, nothing. That actually helps me a lot. In the past, I used to have a lot of caffeine, and I thought that body will not function, mind will not function if I don't have my tea. That's not true. Not true at all. And it's just presumption which I had, which I get rid of probably 3-4 years ago. I don't need anything in the morning to get stimulated and keep working on my things. I just wake up, do my exercise, do my routine, and I'm good. You have to have a proper routine for sure. Another thing I do in the morning, if weather is good, I live in very cold place. Most of the time it is cold. We cannot walk outside. But if it is warm enough, I definitely prefer to just go for a quick walk for 5 minutes and come back. Little bit fresh air always helps you in thinking better. Another important thing which I do almost every day, either I write my thoughts, learnings, or anything which I hear from somebody else which I might think I should write it down in my journal. If I don't have anything to write, I open it and I read what I have written in previous days. I have probably 2 3 books, notebooks like that over time, but the most recent one is where I am writing all my plans, all my learnings, and things like that from last 6 months. Anything which I have written before 6 months, if it's important, I will rewrite in the new book and then carry on. Most of the time, I don't go back any notebook which is probably I have written 2 years ago. But on the recent ones, I either add anything which I am thinking to remember for long life, or I will just read through what I have written. And that is a very good practice you can follow. If you start writing your thoughts, they will actually become somewhat reality what you want to be. It can be anything, it can be related to your finances, it can be your personal life, love life, it can be your business ideas, startups, or any struggle, how you are solving it, and things like that. Only recommendation I will give is that try to write things which are moving you forward or helping you understand things better rather than simply focusing upon what went wrong or what can go wrong or what has been bad has been happened with you, things like that. I don't write those things. I write either something which I have learned or something which I can teach others or something which is valuable for me or anybody else who will be reading that even after 50 years or 100 years. For example, we should never lie, something like that. It will be true all the time. It's not going to change. So that has helped me a lot in clearing my thoughts on many things which I have assumed in a different way, but in reality, they are totally different. So either write something, if you don't write, read something which you have written probably a month ago or something like that. Now, these practices which I do in the morning, now for me, it is routine because I'm doing for many years. For anybody who's going to start, it will be challenging. My recommendation will be to start with one or two of these activities and then keep adding things which you might be helpful for you. Anybody can start their day with silence without phone. It's very simple. So you start from there and maybe a little bit stretch and something like that. As far as the exercise is concerned, those two things, if you start, you probably add more once you see the benefit. Let me know what you think. If you want me to go in detail on other areas, how I do more action items, I can share that. And if you like, please share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Take care.